Casey Shepard, health coach here, bringing you guys more information and education all the time so that you can make better decisions for yourself. The more you understand, the more you know, the more long-term benefits you can get from it, the more empowered you are, and every day-to-day decision becomes easier because you understand why you're doing it. So sometimes I like to do informative videos. Sometimes I like to just preach and give motivation. Today, I have just this feeling of talking to you guys about balance, and is balance important when you're trying to get to a goal? Because a lot of people, preach balance, balance, balance. I myself preach about balance in my life currently, but it really depends on what your goals are, where you've been, your health history, where you're trying to go, how quickly you're trying to get there, and any other internal issues that you have going on. Somebody who has a lot of internal health issues or you have a lot of symptoms, you may be somebody who needs to be very much more disciplined on your plan. Inflammation, autoimmune conditions, thyroid conditions, things that are causing a lot more inflammation in your system are going to keep your system from making that progress because you're adding extra stress onto the body. And any amount of stress is going to cause adrenaline and cortisol to come up and is going to affect your hormones. So if you come to me or you're starting off on a plan, you have a metabolically efficient system, your hormones are in a really good place, you don't have problem, losing weight once your calories are down, you are somebody who can have a little bit more balance in your plan because your system is really responsive. It's not as sensitive to stress. You don't have a slow metabolism. Your body can go through more, and you respond better to foods outside of an anti-inflammatory diet. I will never say that, processed foods are okay or that, drinking all the time is okay. None of those things, but it really depends on where your system is at and, again, what your goals are. So having balance means something different for everybody. And some people think having balance means being able to have a cheat meal every single week and being able to have several glasses of wine a week and, going out to eat a few times a week, not measuring their food, et cetera, et cetera. If you really want to know your body and make progress, you are going to have to be disciplined for a certain amount of time to understand where your metabolic thresholds are, where your ceiling is, where your body responds best so that you know what you can get away with. So it makes it hard when you have people who have imbalances or they have gut issues or digestive issues and hormonal imbalances that are going off their plan constantly. And I'm just talking about clients now, but you yourself also, to really allow your system to be in a good place. And especially if you have major progress to make before you get to your goal. Let's say you have 50 pounds to lose. Some people will say, well, I have a lot to lose, so I should be able to get away with more in the beginning and still lose weight. And that's some people's mindset, which is messed up because these people have the most unhealthy bodies and they should be the most disciplined first to let their systems clean out, to let their hormones start to balance, to get their metabolism in a good place. And it's not just about calories. It's a lot of it has to do with stress on the body, inflammation, and just having sheer discipline and willpower to follow something for long enough. Most people get to that overweight state because they keep giving themselves excuses. They don't have discipline in moments day to day where they could choose to have a second cookie or another drink or to order the pasta over a steak, and they're making those bad decisions constantly. They don't ever have discipline until they get on a plan. And then when they get on a plan, they keep making those stupid excuses to not stay disciplined. They have this all or nothing, personality. And then even when they are trying to reach a goal, they're still half-assing it because, they just think that they don't have to be as disciplined. They want to have balance and they don't want to, not have those things. And it's in my mind, have that extreme discipline, push yourself and get your body to a certain place first. Once you get there, then you practice having the balance and transitioning out of having that all or nothing mentality. And all or nothing doesn't mean, hey, I'm working out 2 a day, 7 days a week and whatever, but it just means sticking to the plan, not going off of what your plan is, whether you yourself do it, somebody like me, a coach, you are getting in the workouts that you're supposed to be getting in, you are following the plan, you're measuring your food, you're sticking to the protocols. So, it's interesting to me how many people lack that ability, and they're so afraid to not be able to have some of the things that they want to have. And so the goal is to always have balance. Of course it is. The goal is to always have balance. But unless you learn how to have an extreme amount of discipline first, your body is never going to get balanced. You're never going to understand when to pick and choose when you order that bad dish, or when you order the steak, or when you have that second drink out, or when you decide to order a vodka soda instead. But that's what I'm saying is you have to get to that place first. So just my take, you want to, strive for that balance. But again, it depends on where you're starting at, where your body is internally, and what your end goal is. So if you have any questions, comment below. I'd love to hear your feedback. If you yourself have gone through this before, do you give yourself excuses constantly, or are you an all or nothing personality? And maybe you've been that all or nothing personality all the time and you overdo it. You over diet and you overtrain. And then when you're done, you don't know how to have that balance. You don't know how to have that discipline when you're not on a plan. So let me know. Put in the comments below. My email's down there if you want to reach out about one-on-one coaching, hormone balance. Otherwise, follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is also below.